Hey YouTube, rant incoming. I'm going to play the guitar for 5 minutes first though. Maybe calm down a little bit. This telly is awesome. I was actually thinking about this guitar that I might be getting custom built for me. I've asked for a tele ashtray type bridge, or to be routed for a tele ashtray type bridge. I've actually got an original Fender ashtray bridge sitting there that's all rusty and there's the bit cut out it, which kind of tempted to use. I was thinking for the pickup I could use the one that came in this, because this actually did come with a Fender 79 pickup. Well, I mean, I played the guitar for a couple of days before I swapped the pickups over, and these ones sound better. So maybe I should maybe sell that and just buy another pickup. But I really like what this one is, like the humbucker. It's so different. So there's your bridge, all the twang. But the neck is pure ooey. Or both at the same time. So much so that I think it may be a Telecaster with a humbucker in the neck. But I mean, I think this kind of humbucker, because this kind of reminds me a wee bit of what was in that 70s Les Paul I had. It is, I mean, okay, that's what the rat pedal on it, clean. It doesn't really sound like a humbucker, really. It's really open and bright sounding. Pure Jazz City. And the twang. Almost too twangy. And then too bassy. Both together, just right. Yeah. Can I have my rant now then? Yeah. No, it's basically come about from Jen sold one a guitar, and the guy, let's just call him Mr. B for bastard, in America somewhere. Is just, if you're going to, it's like if you're going to besmirch somebody, make sure you know what you're talking about. Because long story, this guy haggled with Jen to get a guitar. You're buying a J-Pax guitar. This one's say it's a Yamaha Pacifica, for example. You know what it is. You know it's a Yamaha Pacifica. Very decent guitars, well set up. They play pretty good, and you're paying, maybe more than what a new one costs, kind of thing, because you're buying a painting on a Yamaha Pacifica. Yep. Which is fair enough, is the way I would look at it. I mean, the guitars aren't cheap, the J-Paxes, but I mean they're, you're paying, I don't know, say you're paying 400 quid or whatever, you're not going to, it's not the equivalent if you went and found a £400 used guitar that I'd set up. It's not as good as that, no, but it's got a painting on it. Well usable. So, this chap, after haggling, imagine haggling with an artist, got his guitar, and then immediately, it arrived in like 2 days, and immediately I got this message from James, he's not happy, it's happy. The frets are all, none of the strings play, blah, 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 complaining about stuff, and you're like, alright, okay, I'm thinking, understand, that's possible. I mean, see, to be honest, when I brought the corker back from Pennsylvania, I wasn't sure whether the neck was going to survive. See, when I had it, obviously when I got it home, it didn't take me long to put it back together again. I was like, I wanted to play it. And I was messing with the truss rod. See, the neck, you could actually physically bend it like it was made of rubber. I think to do with pressure in the plane or humidity, or it's settled now, but there is an element of that. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it's gone from Scotland to Texas, Florida, something like that. So Scotland minus, so minging wet, 5 degrees, whatever it is. And then it's gone in an aircraft hold, -50 or whatever it is. It's gone to somewhere that's a desert, so the humidity's all gone. And it's like, so I would think it's going to take a few days, to settle down. And then the next message, which I get thing this morning, Jen's already given him money back. I think it's been quite, I've not seen all these messages, it's quite up here. Yes, as soon as I opened the bag, I saw the shim in the neck and the red flags went up. And then it's like, yes, if Malcolm didn't have the right truss rod adjusting tool, what? And then it's like, oh, if the saddles are metric. I don't think Malcolm knew this when he wired the guitar up. And you're like, what's that? Basically, he's got a guitar, he's seen a shim, and everyone knows a wee slither of cardboard, there's no sustaining the guitar. Yeah, I was playing it and it was playing like a fucking dream. Yeah, but no, there's no sustain. You can't have a bit of a shim in there. You've got to adjust the truss rod. And then he's gone to his luthier and Jen's giving him $70 back for replacing the pickup selector switch because it was crackling a bit. And you're like, what? You managed to find a 70, yeah, totally, a Yamaha Pacifica, £150 guitar, comes as standard with a £50 switch in it. Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah. I bought your Squire off you, yeah, and the neck pickup didn't work. So I bought a Seymour Duncan. I'll have £110 for the Seymour Duncan, please. But it wasn't a Seymour Duncan, it was in it, but the pickup didn't work. And you're just like, I don't know, it's like some people. And the thing is, he doesn't know what he's talking about. The reason the fucking guitar doesn't work is because he took the shim out, right? Because I'd set it up to have a shim. Played like an absolute dream. The way you set up a guitar, right, if you know what you're doing. So obviously he's put it in without the shim, and then he's been in at the truss rods, and then he's adjusted all this, and then he's taken it to his luthier, who I can picture the situation. This guy's obviously an absolute arsehole, right? So I think the luthier's just like, yeah, just whatever, yeah, I'll do that. Whatever. He's gone in and he's announced all these things about how you need a tone shim, shit like that, right? You know what I mean? On a Yamaha Pacifica, not a 10 grand custom guitar, and. So, and the guy's going and he's told him all this stuff, and it's like, the saddles need adjusted. Everything needs fucking adjusted. You took the shim out. I adjusted it to have a shim in it. And then, I ended up it's just like, see, make sure you know what you're talking about. Having played the guitar for 20 years doesn't count, right? I've played the guitar for 20 years, right? Have you ever adjusted one? Do you know how they work? No, but I looked up on a forum which doesn't have anyone who can fix guitars on it, because anyone who can fix guitars isn't on a forum telling people how to do it. The people who are on the forum telling you how to fix guitars are going, yes, I think you'll find that you've got to have a tone wood or a brass fillet, and you don't want a shim, then there'll be no sustain if there's a shim, and all this crap, which is just rubbish. Getting annoyed. And it's like, I can imagine, I wish Jen had just given him his money back and got the guitar back and just called him an arse. Really. I'll forgo my money being besmirched like this. It's like, it's metrics, as if it didn't have the bits. It's like, what sort of person claims to be a guitar tech and doesn't know, I even claim to be a guitar tech, I know how to fix guitars, but I claim that, but doesn't know that what a truss rod does. Yeah, because obviously at some point he's going, the action's too high, I'll tighten the truss rod so it's bent the neck back so it doesn't play anymore. Straight onto Jen, the truss rod. You're like, try knowing what you're doing. Or at least if you don't know, at least give people an option if you're being an arsehole. You know what I mean? If you're not 100% sure, and basically if you're 100% sure and you've been looking at it for 5 minutes, and you don't know anything apart from that your confidence level is probably quite high, as opposed to when you actually start learning stuff and you start going, maybe I'm not 100% right, maybe it's not quite as, and then once you start getting more, I think you start coming back up the curve. Yeah. It's annoying, but I suppose that's just the thing about dealing with folk on the internet. I've got this thing about, I've met folk like this, and it's like, there was actually a guy in the Bill's guitar shop who was like that. He was kind of hanging about and kind of talking down to him, talking about how So he was trying to sell. I don't know if he was trying to trade in guitars. He was just hanging about the shop, obviously not buying anything. Just yeah. So I was looking up on the internet, and you're like, I was like, talking about, I like old Japanese guitars. Oh, I like Epiphone. I've got 50 Epiphones. You're just like, oh god. And it's just like, I don't know. Maybe they're just like being on their forums with other people who doubt like that as well, maybe, or something. I don't know. But he was a annoying. And the problem is that's where it's kind of doubling back on him, because I mean I can imagine the luthiers just like, you can imagine it be someone goes like, up here, yeah, I'd like you to, my guitars, you set my guitar up, yeah, there you go, and then it's like, oh, but what about the type of lacquer and all, and you're like, what? You're just like, and they just talk at you for ages, telling about all the stuff they've read on the internet, how you only get tone if you use nitro, and you can't have a mahogany body because it's too dense sounding. You need, all this bollocks. And as a customer, I can't just go like that. Look, mate, what a load of pish. Really stop looking up crap on the internet and actually play guitars and try them, or listen to someone who knows what they're talking about, rather than, look up this. I mean, if you look up anything, you'll find it on the internet. Someone will agree with you. I mean, why do you think Harley Benton's was doing so well? It's like, type in Harley Benton's the best guitar I've ever had, and I bet you there's hits. And then that's you in there, but that's not like that's not going like that, I think the earth is flat. There's tons of sites that will back you up on that. Doesn't mean it's true. It's like, I think the best tone wood for sustain is mahogany with a maple cap for the brightness, and there'll be a fucking page on it because people are idiots, Yeah. But one of the other reasons I would put shims in a guitar, just like if you're looking at it like this, who's had a hand stabby bridge before? For us, like, see if you lower the saddles too much, like when you've got it set like a Formula 1 car, the way I had it, right? The wee grub screws tick out the top. Everyone's had a Strat like this where your hand, you can't really rest your hand on it because it's like the jaggy bits where the screws are, right? See if you shim the neck doing that means the saddles hit higher, which means the grub screws don't poke into your hand. And then there's the argument, but about your tone wood shim, right? I don't think there's really an argument for the fact a shim doesn't make any difference at all, right? If it's in any way measurable with an electron microscope, I doubt it. But yeah, okay, technically, having a good angle on these strings, so the saddles aren't pressed against the body, so you've got a good break angle over the top, does a fuckload more than what you make the shim out of. Yeah, but and I'm now at the point, and I think the guy's not even listening. He doesn't even know he's like, but yeah, the string's not fitting in the nut slot properly, and it's like, one of those things. If I bought a guitar and I tried to put my strings on it and it didn't quite fit in the slot, I'd go, I wonder what kind of strings this has been set up for. But if you don't know anything about guitars, you go, I put my usual 12s on it, and my other guitar doesn't do this, so you're trying to rip me off, and you're just like, oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hate to think how much the guitars can end up costing them. And the thing is, if he'd not been an arsehole, he'd have been better off. But now he's going to be getting massive bills from this luthier, who's obviously, you take in something and take your car into a garage, and it's someone you don't know, just like a shop. I want you just to be absolutely perfect. Try and find as many flaws as you can. You can argue that wee bit of rust on that tuner. New set of tuners. You know what I mean? You can do that. Yeah. I wouldn't, but I mean, if someone's a right arsehole, I would. So yeah, yeah. I actually wonder if he's watched one of my videos, and that's why he's like looked at it, and I've been sitting there going like that. Here, yeah, I've got a guitar that's better than a Gibson Les Paul, and he's just gone, a guitar better than a Les Paul? I've looked up lots of information on the internet, and it's the best guitar in the world. This guy knows nothing. Is maybe what I think might have happened, or maybe maybe he's got one. So I spent $2,500 in my Les Paul, and you're sitting there with a $300 guitar saying it's better. Yes, I am. Well, that makes me look pretty stupid, then, doesn't it? But well, yeah. That's a bit of a rant, I don't know. Anyone else have problems like these? It just happens all the time. It's just part and parcel. We try to sell things. You get arseholes. There's not really anything. I don't think there's really anything you could do that would make it okay. You know, it's like, but especially when you're buying something from the other side of the world. You know, buying something from America, and then you've bought a 25-year-old guitar, and then demanding money back because the switch is a bit crackly. It's 20 years old or something. You know this. You bought a painting on a guitar. Oh, need to get money back. You can't have a crackly switch. Is that? Try contact cleaner. That's a no. I want a new switch. I don't want someone to scoosh it with contact cleaner and fix it. Fuck off. I want a new switch, and I want a Switchcraft one. I don't want one of those crappy. I want the one that goes in the £1,000 guitar. I don't want the one you get in a £200 guitar like it's got. I want a. Sorry. I'm quite looking forward to my custom guitar now though. I was looking forward to it anyway, but I do like having a bridge pickup and a telly. I'm just thinking I don't want it to compete too much with the Corker, so I had to get something else. That's why I didn't just say 2 humbuckers. But a pickup like this would be nice, like a really woolly one. But then I'm going to end up with a guitar the same as this. Never going to be the same as this. I did say it was going to be a couple of weeks and you're going to start hearing that. An awful lot more. Might take more than a couple of weeks. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to use the notes but in a speed that I can actually play it at so I can use it and I get better at it. That's obviously what the rat pedal and the neck pickup in this telly is made for lead, isn't it? So I just it's been annoying me all day, that guy. I bet you he's the guy that gets. I bet you he's had like any burger he's had spat on lots. You know what I mean? It's like in a restaurant. No. I think you'll find there's a little bit too much peppercorn sauce on my steak. The picture showed blah blah blah. I want more, and it's gone back to the kitchen. They've gone. Put the steak on the floor, shoved it up their bum, put it back on again, put less peppercorn sauce on it, giving it back. For being an arse. Complaining about something that doesn't matter. But, again, just whenever if ever there's a chap I always fall out with on the Washburn page for this exact reason. This guitar, yes, I'm pretty sure it's a 1974, it's got 1974 stamped in the date pocket. Yeah, so, you know, it's on the tick-up, so this is what it is. So I'm 100% sure pretty much, but it is possible I'm not right. So you put in some sort of, I believe that, and then it means that the person on the other end of the line isn't going, this guy's a fucking dick, he's totally wrong. You know? The same as I get announced all the time as up here, I've got a Matsumoku Washburn. So I know they didn't make, I've got a fuck. And you're just like, if it said, I read somewhere that they were made Matsumoku. No, they weren't. No, they're, you know, that's like one that's all from a missing. Is it from a misinformed post at the start? So there's no such thing as a Matsumoku built Washburn, right? But are people argue? No, I looked this up earlier. That's it. How long have you been? Yeah, I've been running the page for like 10 years or something like that. Yeah, I've got like 30 Washburns. So, but well, fuck all that. I've got one and I looked it up an hour ago and I'm right. And you're just like, you know, I mean, you can ask me what the best time of year it is to fish the North Sea, and I can give you I don't know. I could probably look it up and work it out, or you could ask someone who's fished the North Sea for 50 years and ask them. Maybe they're going to know, and maybe it's not the same thing that I look up after 15 minutes of looking on the internet. I would tend to rather choose the guy who knows what he's talking about. 99%. Yeah. So guitars to build. Sometimes I just feel like a rat. Normally I do this in the car. Yeah, it's not trolls this time. Although I've still been getting some trolls. I got another couple. While you play guitar so bad, and I don't know what language you're speaking. Yeah, things like that. They're just arseholes, but a different type of arsehole. It must be a right bitch working in retail though when you get folk like that. I bet you anyone who works in a shop just pure tells it can tell almost immediately, because they're just, especially if you've been doing it for 20 or 30 years, you're going to get folk who are just going to be like, and you're just going to know. They're just going to be arseholes. Just try to make it as difficult as possible to try and squeeze an extra 1% of value out of it when they're not getting it because they're too thick to realise that the person you're buying it off you doesn't want to sell it to you, so they're going to make it difficult. Whereas if you're nice, they do want to sell it with you. And then it's like, when you're nice to people when you're trying to buy something, it's like, and you're nice and you don't call them a bastard and you don't argue points that you know fuck all about. And then at the end you go, right, there you go, thanks very much. And you go, oh, I've got a gig bag that goes with it. That kind of thing happens when you're nice. If you're a fanny, you end up people. So that guy ripped me off. No, I think you'll find is you went in, called him a bastard, and then he got really pissed off and just wanted rid of you. Yeah, I'm going to put this one out. Fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, I'm allowed to have a rant every now and again. Maybe there's other sides to the story. Not in this case. About being difficult. It just depends. I don't know. I think again, it's like, see if it's a company you pure hate, then I can see why you would try and milk it for all it's worth. Because I know for a fact, I know a lot of people do this. I could buy a guitar off any website or off Thulman, buy myself a Harley Benton, get it back, do a video saying it's shit, and then just say I want my money back, because I can find 20 faults on a Harley Benton, no problem. All shite ones which maybe necessarily don't really count. I've just spent £90 on a guitar, and the tuner's 5 degrees off. Like, if it works, then you're paying like £100 for a guitar and it works, then you're doing all right. But complaining about that sort of thing, but I think a lot of people actually do that. They buy them and go, don't really like it, I'll just send it back and get my money back. Here you go. And for me, that just, okay, you can be arguing that they're making millions of pounds from it, so they can afford to do that, blah blah blah. But you're just adding the cost on elsewhere. You know what I mean? And especially if you're even worse, if you're buying it from somebody who's, say, a small shop or a person. It's like you're being a dick if you're asking for guarantees and all this of a single person selling a guitar, or like an artist who's selling a painted guitar, and you're wanting. Here's a video of my guitar tech playing it. It's fucking sounding amazing, and you get it and you don't put the shim in it, and then you complain, and then you don't know. It just shows you up as being such a fucking idiot. 25-minute rant. Feel better. Have some lunch now. Catch you later.